Okay, welcome back to the Business Boost. I'm Josh Weber with Big Red Jelly, where we help brand, build, and grow businesses by combining human creativity with powerful digital tools or processes. So today we're going to dive into what I like to call the 5 vitals for any website. So if you are a business or an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or you have a website, these are the 5 vitals, 5 things you should have in place and you should be continually reviewing and optimizing that are going to in turn help your website perform for your business and help you grow. Because in my opinion, that is the goal. That's the mission of an effective website, is that it should be an extension of your team. It should be a team member that's working for you 24/7, 365 to help you and your company grow. So if it's not doing that, probably one of these 5 things is out of place, right? So let's go ahead and dive in to the 5 vitals of any given website. Now, if you don't have a website, chat with me. I can help you get started, or anyone at Big Red Jelly for that matter. So let's dive in. Let me kind of pull this over here. I'm going to be using Big Red Jelly, our own website, as an example. So number 1 of 5 is, this one's kind of obvious, but a domain, right? So this is important for you who do not have a website, or even if you do, you should get a domain. www.bigredjelly.com. That is our domain. That is our identity on the internet. There is only one of those specific domains in the world. And ironically, and to me it's kind of interesting, it's one of the most valuable digital assets I think out there, yet one of the most affordable, right? So if you do not have a domain, go and get one. You can go to digital.bigredjelly.com, for example, as you can see here, and find the perfect domain name for you. Now, if you already have a domain, my opinion is it's probably time to do a little bit of a review and say, is it time to go register or book some of the extensions, right? So bigredjelly.net, bigredjelly.co, the Big Red Jelly, bigredjellyteam.com. If you're a growing business or you're a large business, it is worth the energy and the effort and the 10 to 18, 20 bucks a year to go and get the domain, these extensions, the variations, the ones that are similar. Otherwise, a competitor or someone random or some other group might go and book that, and you really don't want to create confusion with your brand and your website. So number 1 is a domain. Go and register your domain. Number 2, effective vital for a website, is the brand itself, okay? So logo, color scheme, typography, imagery, the overall aesthetic, right? The brand, the sentiment, the feeling, the promise. When you land on your website, does the brand feel consistent? Does it send a message that's clear to your audience on how you're different or better than your competitors? Does it feel similar if I'm on your social media, your website, if I see a flyer, if I see your truck drive down the road? Consistent branding and professional branding really can make or break a website and a business, right? Branding is one of those things where we don't notice it unless it's gone, right? You walk into a Starbucks, or you're shopping on Amazon, or you're in an Apple store, you feel that brand, you know the brand, right? As soon as it's off, as soon as it's not there, it's recognizable. So invest in your brand, right? Take your brand seriously. Start with some of the basics, right? Do you have a logo that's professionally made? Do you have a logo that's high resolution? Do you have a logo that works for your mobile website and your desktop website? Do you have a consistent color scheme? Do you have typography, right? Do you have the right fonts? When I say right fonts, do you have fonts that are consistent throughout your website? Are you using one font here, another font there, another font here, and it's changed over the course of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, right? Branding makes a difference. It will make people feel more trust. They'll feel more confident in their buying decision when working with you. They will recognize your business more often, and they'll turn into more loyal customers or clients. So invest in your brand. Now, of course, a brand is way more than just the visuals, right? It's also your positioning, your UVPs, your unique value propositions or unique selling propositions. It's your promise, it's your mission, your vision, it's your testimonials. So much feeds into it. But again, start with some of the basics, start with the visuals, then talk about maybe the messaging and the positioning, but try to make it consistent and professional, right? Okay, I bring up this example here because I do take a lot of pride in our brand. We put a lot of work into our own brand. And in fact, once a year, we will actually take ourselves through our branding team's process where we research our target audience again. We see what our happy clients are saying. We see what our unhappy clients were saying. How can we get better? Right? We review our messaging, our unique value propositions, we research our competitors, and we tweak our brand every year. It is a changing, ever-changing thing. Okay, number 3, vital for a website is the visual content, okay? So visual content would be photos, if you're e-commerce, product photography. These might be team photos, anything that's visual. A website, usually 99% of the time, is going to have some type of visual content other than words. So I use this example here on our website, the Our Process page. Here's Connor, look at him. Look at MK and Sarah on our team, Ben and Zach, Ben and Connor. Now, why do I bring this up? These things will elevate your brand. And like I said, brand can make or break a website. It can make or break a small business, certainly, or a big business for that matter. But authentic visuals, for example, as you can see here, we're wearing a big red jelly polo. This really does make a difference. Picture this website or this web page if it was stock images. At this point, the vast majority of people can recognize a stock image, right? Go on to Shutterstock and you see kind of the smiling models. And you just wonder yourself, is this legit, right? Is this real? Who are these people, right? So you can imagine this page, if it did not have the visuals that it did, to me, this really does elevate, again, the trust factor, the professionalism, and it shows, yes, this is an authentic, a real agency. They do real work. I kind of am more likely, perhaps, to do business with them, right? I just love original photography. So vital number 3, invest in the visual content. Again, if you're an e-commerce business, invest in product photography, professional product photography. Get a team photo. And for heaven's sakes, have team photos or headshots that are high resolution. I can't tell you how many marketing materials I see out there with just poor, grainy, non-existent team photos, right? Add a face to your company. It's really going to help elevate the brand. Okay, so that's in review. Domain, your brand, visual content. The next thing is written content. Okay, this is probably the meat potatoes of a website or marketing platform for that matter. And it's kind of it probably is the biggest hurdle for us when we're working with a company and we're branding and building a company and helping them grow. The written content is often the most neglected and the most important. Okay, so the actual words, what are they saying? Okay, so if you actually go through your website, or even your Facebook page, or Google My Business profile, a flyer, doesn't matter. But the words, what are they saying? Is it more focused on the client or is it more focused on you, right? Are you using action words? Are you using too much jargon where you're confusing your target audience? Are there too many words? That's usually the number one thing that we see out there as well. Just too much, trying to throw it at people. So again, it's worth going through. I'm not saying you have to hire a professional writer, although I do think in the long term that is a great thing to do, is to hire a professional to actually do some copywriting for you. But to actually go through and reread your website, but better yet, take a guest, take a friend, take one of your customers through and say, I want you to tell me what's confusing and what's not about this page, just reading through it, right? Neglect the visuals. Let's talk about the words. The messaging has to be on point. There's a lot of good resources out there, again, that can help you define your messaging, okay? So domain, brand, visual content, written content. The final piece is integrations or online tools, okay? Most websites should have or will have some type of online tool. What is it doing, right? Are you booking online appointments? Are you taking payments? Are you e-commerce again? Are you, do you offer a downloadable, an ebook, email subscription, a blog, a portfolio? Do you have a quiz? Do you have a video gallery? What kind of tools or integrations are you connecting with your website? It's something I like to say a lot here at Big Red Jelly, is that a website can be very bad or it can be phenomenal. And a lot of that comes down to the tools that you choose to connect to your site, right? It can do a lot of powerful things if you know what to do with it. So for example, I'll use this page on our website, the request a quote page. There's several integrations that are actually happening here. Number one, the lead form. This is a HubSpot lead form. This is our CRM, which is another discussion, right? So when someone fills this out, not only does our sales team get notified and our marketing team, but then this contact info gets pulled into our CRM. And actually, if it already exists in our CRM, it gets corrected with additional information, right? Now I can reach out to them with the information we need in order to have an effective discussion. And then if they don't respond, guess what? They'll get helpful material down the road in a drip campaign or other. Okay. Another integration here is the chatbot or live chat. This is actually first set up as a chatbot where people can kind of self-serve and self-direct what they need. But if they need to chat with a professional, our sales team gets notified on their phone, on their desktop, and they can actually start a live conversation if they are at work, right? So it's a chatbot first, but it can quickly evolve to a live chat so you can get some human help right away. Very powerful. Another cool integration here is this accessibility, okay? Something we feel strongly about as well. This makes your website accessible for those that have any type of need in order to better digest the information on your website. So for example, I can come on here, I can make a seizure safe profile, vision impaired profile, ADHD friendly profile. I can come on here and make the font more readable. I can magnify the text if I need to. This allows you, again, to be accessible to everyone who's visiting your website. And that's going to allow you to communicate your message to more people. And also make sure that, again, you're just more accessible and you're staying out of trouble as well, right? There are a lot of big brands out there that are not accessible to the public, and it can become a problem. And so accessibility, super easy to integrate, super easy to connect. But again, what integrations do you have connected to your website? We have others on our site as well. For example, Constant Contact for email. We have free downloadables. We use Typeform as kind of our interactive quiz and assessment. If you go to our homepage here and you click on Get Your Growth Score, this will actually take you into an interactive assessment where you get a custom score based on how you're performing online for your company. So what integrations do you have? Thanks for listening, you guys. Those are the 5 vitals for an effective website: domain, brand, visual content, written content, and then key integrations or online tools. Right? If you have questions about any of those, talk to us. Complimentary strategy call with one of our professionals, and we can help you get started or make it better and optimize for optimal results. Thanks again, and we'll talk next week.